These are the waiver wire pickups for week 6. Number 1 on the list is Derik Queen. Queen has been living up to his Baby Jokic nickname. Over the last 10 games, he's averaged nearly 16 points, 7.5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1.2 steals, and 1 block on 49% shooting from the field. Now the 3-point shooting is a work in progress, but it's hard to complain with production like this. Queen is still somehow available in around 60% of leagues, and that number should continue to shrink with each passing game. Originally viewed as a temporary option while Zion Williamson was on the shelf, that is no longer the case. Queen has entered the starting lineup and has made a strong case to remain there. Now, like any rookie, he's bound to be a bit volatile, but it should be worth the ride. Now, I know Queen is getting a lot of attention, and rightfully so, but New Orleans hit on their other first-round pick as well in Jeremiah Fears, who has been a solid multi-category contributor all year, and should be rostered in most 12-team formats, especially while Jordan Poole is on the shelf recovering from a quad injury. With the Pelicans playing 4 times in week 6, both Queen and Fears are both excellent streaming options as well. Number 2 on the list is Peyton Watson. Aaron Gordon aggravated his sore hamstring on Friday, and it is officially now being deemed as a strain. He's expected to miss some time, making Watson, who was already trending up, a must-add in most 12-team formats. Typically known for his defense, he should be able to move the needle in the scoring department with the added opportunities. Looking at his per 36-minute numbers for the season, he could potentially average around 12 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1.7 steals, 1.7 blocks, 1 3-pointer, and could shoot it 50% from the field. Now those steal and block numbers may be a bit difficult to reach, but he is plenty capable. Aaron Gordon is yet to have a defined timetable for a return, and even if his absence is brief, Watson may maintain his value, as Christian Braun is expected to be out until at least early January nursing an ankle injury. Number 3 on the list is Vince Williams Jr. With Ja Morant suffering a calf strain that's expected to keep him out until early December, Williams Jr. should operate as the primary playmaker in Memphis. Over his last 6 games, Williams has averaged around 10 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, and 1.5 3-pointers. Now he is shooting it a paltry 37% from the field, but he is doing enough elsewhere to warrant being picked up in most 12-team leagues. The Grizzlies also play 4 times in week 6, so he's another good option for those playing the wire. Number 4 on the list is Keegan Murray. With Domantas Sabonis suffering a meniscus tear that's supposed to sideline him for the next 3 to 4 weeks, there will be a huge void left to be filled in Sacramento's front court. While Drew Eubanks is expected to step into the starting center role, he's not worth adding at this point. Murray is still available in around 65% of leagues, and he just made his season debut after recovering from a thumb injury. So there's a decent chance he's out there floating on some of your wires. He will need a few games to get his legs back underneath him, but he should eventually be a steady source of threes, rebounds, and defensive stats. While he's plenty capable of having a splash game, it may be a little bit more difficult for him this year with Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Russell Westbrook on the roster. Number 5 on the list is Keldon Johnson. With Victor Wembanyama on the shelf with a calf strain, and Stephon Castle tending to a hip issue, Johnson should see a nice bump in minutes for the next couple of weeks. While he's typically better suited for category formats as a 3-point, points, and rebounding specialist, he might be worth a look in points leagues as well while his minutes are up. Over his last 3 games, he's averaged around 19 points, 9 rebounds, 1 steal, and 1.3 3-pointers on 63% shooting from the field. I would also keep an eye on Jeremy Sochan, who continues to round back into form after recovering from a wrist injury. Number 6 on the list is Tristan Da Silva. Da Silva has filled in admirably for Paolo Banchero, who's been out with a groin injury and still does not have a timetable for a return. In the 5 games that Banchero's been out, Da Silva's averaged around 14 points, 6 rebounds, 1.2 stocks, and 2.6 3-pointers. Not exceptional production, but solid enough to warrant streaming consideration while Banchero is out, which shouldn't be too much longer. Number 7 on the list is Naji Marshall. With Anthony Davis still out with a calf injury, and Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford playing musical chairs on the injury report, Marshall is poised to continue seeing steady playing time. Now he can be a bit hot and cold, but is worth streaming whenever the Mavs are shorthanded, which seems to be pretty often these days. I want to make a couple of quick honorable mentions. First, Jaden Ivey. If he's available in your league and you have an open roster spot, I highly recommend stashing him. He just made a season debut after recovering from a knee injury that required surgery. He will definitely be on a heavy minutes restriction at first, but once the training wheels are off, he should start paying dividends immediately. Next, I want to talk about Portland, specifically their backcourt. With Drew Holiday expected to miss 1 to 2 weeks with a calf issue, and Shaedon Sharpe on the shelf as well, along with Scoot Henderson, there will be minutes available in Portland. Kris Murray is the first person I'd keep an eye on. He'll definitely see a lot of minutes, but I'm not sure if the production will follow. Another person to look at is Caleb Love, who just had a breakout performance. Now, it was only 1 game, but if he can stack together a couple of good ones, he might be worth streaming as well. Those are the waiver wire pickups for week 6. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and let me know which players you think we should keep an eye on in the comments below.